From McKie Field, Miami Baseball kicking off MAC Series number 2 on a chilly Friday morning here in our 11 a.m. special start from Oxford. Connor Oliver taking the mound as the RedHawks take on the Huskies from Northern Illinois. Luke West Poley with you here today on Red Hawk Radio. We will play 2 here as we move into the afternoon between Miami and Northern Illinois. Right now scheduled to play 2 today and 1 tomorrow in this 3-game set, as Game 2 here on Friday was moved, originally scheduled for Sunday. RedHawks coming off a midweek loss against Louisville. Put up a really good fight at the end of that one that stranded the bases loaded in the 9th inning, and an eventual loss to the 8th-ranked Cardinals, looking to bounce back following a sweep at the hands of Kent State last weekend, facing off against a Northern Illinois team that also lost all 3 of their games to open up MAC play. They were against Kent State last weekend and were not able to pick up a win. Huskies hit the road once again, as they have not been at home yet in DeKalb. They played their first 16 games on the road, and their trip to begin the season will wrap up here this weekend as they will kick off their home set this season next week. Connor Oliver on the mound for Miami, making his 5th start of the season. 4.95 ERA, 0-2 record, 20 innings pitched, 9 walks, and 39 strikeouts for Connor Oliver. He will face the leadoff man for Northern Illinois, Eric Arado, the right fielder. He has been strong so far for Northern Illinois this season. Arado hitting .311 in the leadoff spot, one of only 2 Huskies to start all 16 games so far this season. Lefty on lefty matchup to begin things. And underway with pitch number 1 that falls low and in for ball 1 from Connor Oliver. With the lefty on lefty matchup, third base in on the grass. 1-0 is a high curveball that gets over the head of David Novak behind the plate. It'll even, or rather, move the count to 2 balls and no strikes to Eric Arado. Arado, the junior, stepping back in the lefty box, playing in right field today. 2-0, bunt is squared, it's pulled back, and the pitch dives just low. 3 balls, no strikes to Arado. Oliver kicks and deals. And finds that inside corner, called strike 1. 89 on the gun that time for Connor Oliver, the lefty. For the RedHawks, Applewick still in on the grass. 3-1, dives low, ball 4. 5-pitch walk worked for Eric Arado to start things off. And that will move in Andre Demetro as he makes his way into the righty box with a runner on first and nobody out here in the top of the 1st inning. Demetro, 298 hitter out of the 2-hole. Third base still in. Modest lead at first for Arado. First pitch. Bunt squared, pulled back. Pitch misses up high for ball 1 from Oliver. Middle infield playing normal. Parker Lester at first base, covering the bag with third base in on the grass. And a couple steps to the right of the line. Bunt squared again. A bouncer in on the 1-0. Novak struggled to find it. It was tied up in his feet, but he's able to pick it out of the turf and hold Arado at first. 2-0 count here for Oliver, looking to find that command. Oliver, a big strikeout pitcher. 9 walks in 20 innings. And the 2-0 finds the outside corner. With the bunt squared once again, it's pulled back, called strike 1. So a 2-1 hitters count here in a scoreless game with a runner on first, nobody out. In the top of inning number 1 for Andre Demetro. Oliver gives a pick over to first, and Arado back in time. Demetro has got MAC in the blood. His dad played in Kalamazoo at Western Michigan collegiately, facing the 2-1. The pitch, it finds the top of the zone, called strike 2. Little lighter 86 that time from Connor Oliver. Demetro started all 42 games at shortstop last season. 2-2 pitch with the runner going. It's laced up to second base, caught for the RedHawks by Baker, and he's got an easy play over to first as Arado was all the way at the second base bag with the hit and run on. He will play it over there for the double play. An excellent catch out there at second base by Dylan Baker for Miami, and that wipes the base pads clear on the line out from Demetral. 2 gone here in the top of the first as Aaron Harper moves in, now with the bases empty. Another lefty on righty. First pitch flies high and away for ball 1. So a line out from Demetral there, who just went the opposite way and just poked it. Was slicing a little bit, but Oliver did well to track it down. 1-0. And that's low for ball 2. Oliver now has fallen behind all 3 hitters that he has faced, working from the windup on the third base side of the rubber. 2-0, swing and a miss. 2-1 count with the bases empty. Infield playing relatively straight up here on Aaron Harper. Pitch. And a hit him. Ran in and just caught him on the hip. Oliver went to try and curl that one into the inside corner and just missed the spot. So no hits allowed here in the first so far by Connor Oliver, but 2 free passes via the walk and the hit by pitch. And the catcher, Colin Summerhill, will move in. Summerhill has done very well this season out of the cleanup spot. .317 hitter. 12 RBI ties him for second on the team. Runner on first, 2 gone. Oliver fires in the first pitch. A breaking ball called strike 1 on the outside corner. Working from the stretch here, still on the third base side of the rubber. Oliver bouncing the right foot. Now he sets. 0-1 pitch. And another breaking ball, this time low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Colin Summerhill, former JUCO All-American, played last season in the Sun Belt at Troy before transferring back home to play for Northern Illinois. 1-1. Misses down and away. Check swing, and the appeal over to first says that Summerhill held his swing up. 2 balls, 1 strike now with a runner on first. 2 gone here in a scoreless game, top of the first inning. Oliver sets at the belt, looks over towards first, fires in the 2-1. Another breaking ball that rides inside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Light lead at first from Harper. Oliver takes a look, now deals the pitch. And got a called strike on the inside corner. Just caught the edge of the zone there to make the count full. 2 outs at a 3-2 count. Runner on first. He will be on the move with the pitch. Here is the pitch, and it's a chopper up the middle at short. Sliding play to knock it down by Weiss, but he lost it out of his glove. It trickles into the outfield grass where he recovers it. But all the runners will be safe, and that will put guys on first and second. So likely an infield single there for Colin Summerhill that moves Harper up to second base and extends the inning. See what the official scoring decision is there, and it will be an infield single. So the catcher comes through with the first hit of the game, and now a lefty on righty matchup to Andrew Smart. First pitch bouncer blocked between the legs there by David Novak with the glove. Stuffed it in between the pads to make that stop. 1-0 count here. Oliver will take an extra second behind the mound. 1-0 count. Runners on first and second with 2 gone here in the top of the first. Oliver set at the chest. 1-0 breaker. Called strike atop the zone. One ball and 1 strike to the first baseman, Andrew Smart. Another lefty on righty matchup here. Oliver sets. Takes a look towards second. Sizable lead there from Harper. Deals the pitch in, and it gets away from Novak. Riding low and in. All the runners will advance a base. First pitch with runners on that we've seen get by David Novak. Saw one earlier that got over top of him to the leadoff man, Eric Arado, but no one was on at the time. This time, though, Oliver will be punished for it. That moves two into scoring position. 2-1 count now to Andrew Smart in a solid position here with two gone. Oliver's pitch misses up high, breaking ball, 3-1. Smart came to Northern Illinois after 2 seasons at Oakton Community College, great JUCO career. And a 3-1 and missed down low, ball 4. So 2 walks and a hit by pitch, along with an infield single, have loaded the bases with 2 away here for Connor Oliver. And now we will see time called for these RedHawks, as you will see Jeff Opalewski make his way out to the mound. So bases loaded with 2 away. Top of the first inning, only 1 hit so far to Northern Illinois. They have not put anything in the outfield yet. The 2 outs came on a double play after the leadoff man Eric Arado walked. And a 2-hitter Andre DeMetrol on the hit and run poked one right at Dylan Baker at second, who caught the line out, was able to go to first to double up. So Caden Kasabucky in to hit for Northern Illinois with the bases loaded and 2 away. Oliver takes a breath. First pitch in, bunt is squared, and the pitch dives low. It gets away. All the runners going to move up a base. Harper will score. Summerhill to third. Smart to second. 2 in scoring position now, and Northern Illinois strikes first here in inning number 1. It's 1-0 Huskies. Oliver's been a little wild here later on in this inning, pitching from the stretch. Caden Kasabucky, the sophomore, shows bunt, pulls it back on the 1-0, and it's a called strike on the top inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. 205 hitter on the season, making his 12th start. 9 hits and 44 at-bats for a 205 average. 1-1, called strike 2. 1-2 count here, 2 in scoring position. Northern Illinois takes a 1-0 lead over Miami following the wild pitch. Oliver lifts the knee, 1-2 pitch, pushed foul into the NIU bullpen. And the count will remain the same. Oliver bouncing the right heel, 1-2 pitch. Grounder softly, second base, 2-hopper, Baker fields it, fires over to first to Lester, and it is in time for out number 3 as the RedHawks limit the damage here in inning number 1. A late rally following the double play to wipe the bases clean. Northern Illinois puts 3 on base in a row, and Aaron Harper scores the opening run on the wild pitch to make it 1-0 Huskies after a half inning. RedHawks looking for an answer when we come back. This is Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio. Bottom of the first inning here from McKie. Northern Illinois takes a 1-0 lead over Miami after they loaded up the bases on a hit by pitch, a walk, and an infield single. Aaron Harper, who was hit, scored on a wild pitch from Connor Oliver. And the unearned run made it a 1-0 NIU lead. RedHawks to the plate. Benji Brokamon to lead off. First pitch to him, called strike on the outside part of the zone. Matt Salmonson, the pitcher for Northern Illinois, making his third start of the season, fifth appearance. Best pitcher on the team by ERA at 3.66. 0-1. Breaker that flies outside on Brokamon. 1 ball, 1 strike. 19 2/3 innings pitched and a 1-1 record for Salmonson on the season. Brokamon leading off for the RedHawks, hitting .273 on the year, making his 15th start. 1-1, big cut and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bases empty. A breath of fresh air for Brokamon as NIU playing him straight up after Toledo shifted on him almost every time last weekend. 1-2. Fastball just outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes with nobody out. NIU's going to push their middle infield a little bit more towards the corners. A lot of space up the middle. 2-2 breaker, chasing, swing and a miss. Brokamon goes down via the strikeout. And just pulling the string there. Salmonson took a lot of velo off that, and that had a whole ton of movement. 1 away here in the first. Rylan Zaborowski back into a weekend lineup after missing some time. Played in the midweek against Louisville, but back for a conference series after missing some time due to a concussion. First pitch to him rides up and in for ball 1. Zaborowski hitting .320 on the season. Brings some pop. He's got 11 extra base hits. 1-0 on the inside for called ball 2. Two-0 pitch. Called strike on the top part of the zone. 7 home runs in 12 games on the season for Zaborowski, who transferred in from Yavapai College. 2-1 pitch, breaking ball, called strike. There is a lot of movement on that curve from Salmonson. 2 balls, 2 strikes with the bases empty. 1 away here in the bottom of the first. From the wind, the pitch to Zaborowski. Fastball up high, and the count is full. 1-0 Huskies. Miami looking for an answer. Righty on righty matchup. Working from the windup, standing tall on the rubber. 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball lined up into left field. That's down for a base hit. Fielded by Shoup in left. And Zaborowski gets things started for the RedHawks with a single. Timed up that curveball after Brokamon fell for it in the opening at-bat. Zaborowski able to wait on it and pull it out into left field. And the RedHawks have a man aboard here in the bottom of the first. Zach McDonald into the 3-hole, the center fielder. One of 3 hitters over 300 average on the year in the lineup. Hitting .311, started 16 out of the first 17 games for Miami. First pitch high for ball 1. McDonald hit a home run against Toledo on Sunday last weekend. 1-0 check swing. The pitch was up high, but he went around. Ball and a strike now. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Zaborowski's got a very tall frame, takes 3 shuffles off first base. And leaning from the stretch. 1-1, this one line, takes a hop over at third. The only plays to first, but a bouncer, it gets there in time. Zaborowski advances as McDonald grounds out. A tougher play than it might have looked there for Kelly, who had to field that on the short hop and had no chance to get that one over to second base for the potential double play or even to just get the lead runner. But it will move a runner into scoring position for the cleanup hitter, Parker Lester. First lefty in the Red Hawk lineup to face this right-handed pitcher in Matt Salmonson. With one runner in scoring position, Zaborowski on second and 2 away. Harper at second base for NIU, backs into the shallow outfield. First pitch up and away to Lester for ball 1. Zaborowski taking a decent lead out there on second base. 1-0 to Lester. And it misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Lester has packed a punch wherever he has been in the lineup. Was in the cleanup spot for the first 2 games of the weekend series last weekend before he moved up to the 2-hole. Scored a run in the game, started 0 for 4, and had a single in the 9th. 2-0, and it misses outside for ball 3. .30 coming up. Wind blowing strongly from right to left here on a chilly day in Oxford. The pitch. 3-0 green light, swing and a miss. Lester took a hack, and that pitch just dove under his bat. 3-1 now the count. Long look at second by Salmonson. Breaking ball fouled back on 3-1, and the count is full here with 2 outs. Still 1-0 NIU. Miami looking for an answer. Trying to punch back here in the bottom of the first, something they struggled to do against Toledo. Salmonson has his sign from the stretch. He calms, and his glove settles on the shoulder. 3-2 foul back. Lester golfing a bit there below the zone, but puts it into the screen, and the count remains full. Lester with the tall stance in the lefty batter's box. One bounce from Salomon, and he's set up. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Lester might have chased just a hair outside the zone there. It would have been close, but regardless, 2 strikeouts in the inning for Matt Salomonson, and the Red Hawks strand a runner in scoring position as Northern Illinois takes a 1-0 lead into inning number 2. We go to the second here from McKie Field. This is Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio. Second inning here from McKie Field. 1-0 Northern Illinois leads over Miami after Aaron Harper scored the lone run in inning number 1. Redhawks threatened in the bottom of the first, but could not push across Rylan Zaborowski as he was stranded on second base. Connor Oliver out for his second inning of work. Redhawks starter struggled with the command a bit in inning number 1, hit a batter and walked 2. Gave up an infield single, and the run scored on a wild pitch. Leadoff hitter is Mason Kelly. First pitch called strike. Middle there, 88 miles an hour. Now the 0-1 offering, high leg kick, and it's a bouncer in. Kelly lays off, 1-1. Mason Kelly made a nice play in the field in the last inning over at the hot corner at third. Ready's for the 1-1. Breaking ball misses upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two-one pitch, called strike 2. Kelly plays both corner infield, also catches. Played 48 games last year at both those positions. 2-2, called strike 3. Kelly rung up. And it's the first strikeout for Connor Oliver as he froze him to get the first out here of this second inning. Parker Shoup will now move in, the left fielder. And the first pitch is a strike called to him on the bottom part of the zone. 88 miles an hour on the gun that time from Oliver. Lefty on lefty. And the 1-1 in the dirt. Or the 0-1 rather, to make it 1-1. Oliver kicks and deals the 1-1. And it misses low. 1 ball, or 2 balls, 1 strike rather. Fastball, cutter, curveball, changeup in the arsenal for Oliver. 2-1, hit on the ground softly in foul territory. This one trails its way over to the NIU dugout. And the count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Oliver had a tendency to fall behind hitters in that first inning. A couple of 2-strike counts here. 2-2, wave and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Connor Oliver here in the second inning. And now, for the second straight inning to start this game, the bases are empty with 2 outs. Oliver looking for a better result this time. 9-hitter Malik Peters coming up to the plate. First pitch, snap in the glove, called strike 1 on the top part of the zone. A lefty on righty matchup here for Peters with third base in on the grass. 0-1, strike 2. Called on the outside half of the plate. And Peters quickly down. Oliver working quickly. 0-2, breaking ball up. One ball and 2 strikes with the bases empty and 2 gone to Peters. The pitch. Swing and a miss. The breaking ball pulled the string for Connor Oliver. Dropping down low, and he strikes out the side here in the second. A solid response from the RedHawks starter. And just like that, the Miami Bats up to the plate in a hurry. 1-0 our score. To the bottom of the second we go from McKie Field. This is Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio. Bottom of the second inning here from McKie Field as the side was struck out by Connor Oliver in the top of the second inning. RedHawks trailing 1-0. Cooper Weiss, the leadoff hitter. And a first pitch, 3/4 swing on a pitch that was up and in for strike 1. One run was given up from the RedHawks in the first. It was an unearned run after Aaron Harper was hit, came around to score. 0-1 pitch, bunt is squared, it's pulled back. And the pitch misses outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Cooper Weiss had a double in the series finale against Kent. Squares to bunt again on the 1-1. This is a beauty up the third base line, but it just trails foul. Got about 3/4 of the way up the line towards third, and Weiss was already at first base when that ball got foul and was played. Count moves to 1-2. The base is empty to the leadoff man, Cooper Weiss, in a 1-0 game led by Northern Illinois. Salmonson winds and fires. Breaking ball up high. 71 miles an hour on the gun. And that makes it 2-2. A little bit cramped on the left side of the infield as both players, Demetrel and Kelly, are pushed a little more towards the line. More room up the middle. 2-2 pitch. This one flied out to right field. Backtracking is Arado. He gets to the warning track and he makes the catch stumbling. Didn't have a whole ton of power on it necessarily. The wind is blowing in that direction. May have helped out Weiss a little bit on what looked like a routine fly ball that just kept carrying. We saw a lot in warm-ups of players fielding during I.O. and having to make some last-second adjustments due to the wind with the ball just getting carried all over the place. And that was certainly the case as Arado was stumbling as he made that catch. But one away here in the bottom of the second, and one out now for Tommy Harrison, the DH. First pitch, right in there for strike one. The deepest hit we've seen of the game for either team, as Northern Illinois still has not put one in the outfield. RedHawks have 2 now that have gone to the outfield, the only other hit being Rylan Zaborowski's single. 0-1, cut on and missed for strike 2 by Harrison. Harrison closed out the Kent State series well, went 2 for 4 in the final game. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. That pitch right on the edge of the outside corner. And a fastball just blown by Harrison there. Strikeout number 3 for Matt Salmonson. And now the base is empty with 2 gone for David Novak, the Miami catcher. First pitch to Novak, fouled up into the screen. Started 2 out of the 3 games last weekend for the RedHawks. At catcher. 0-1, a foul tip that banks off the glove of Summerhill behind the plate and heads toward the NIU dugout, 0-2. Salmonson takes a second to collect himself behind the mound. Glove over the face as he winds for the 0-2 pitch. Up high. Summerhill springs up from the stance to snag that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to David Novak. With the bases empty and 2 away. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball timed up. Grounder over to short, fielded by Demetrel. Had to wait on it. Delivers a bouncer over to first, but it is scooped by Smart, and he will secure it for out number 3. RedHawks go down in order here in the second. 6 up, 6 down total in inning number 2 for each of these teams as we head to the third. Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio returns next. NIU on top, 1-0. Top of the third inning here from McKie Field. Northern Illinois leading Miami 1-0 as each of these teams search for conference win number 1 on the season. Northern Illinois and Miami each swept last weekend in their opening conference series. Connor Oliver back onto the mound. And the first pitch he delivers to Eric Arado falls low for ball 1. Arado walked. He's the one hitter. Was put down on a double play in the first. 1-0 foul back. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hit and run was on with Arado on the move with 2 strikes, and a line ball hit right at Dylan Baker was caught. 1-1, lifted into the parking lot, 1-2. Didn't really have a chance by the time that ball was caught. He was in no man's land 3/4 of the way to second base. 1-2 pitch from Oliver, swing and a miss. May have had Arado to just chase a little bit there. And after not striking out any batters in inning number 1, that's now 4 in a row for Connor Oliver. Andre Demetriou, who hit that line out to second base, up to the plate now. First pitch to him up high for ball 1. Oliver's been a lot more efficient over these past couple of batters than he has been in the previous few. 1-0. Breaking ball, and it's a called strike 1 in the bottom part of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out here. Evan Applewick 2 steps in on the infield grass at third. 1-1. Another breaking ball in there for called strike 2. Middle infield with their heels on the outfield grass. 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Ripped in there at 90 miles an hour for Connor Oliver. And a little swagger in the walk as he gets that baseball back. 5 up, 5 down via the strikeout. As the bottom of the order got things started for Northern Illinois, going down on the K. Aaron Harper up to the plate now has scored the only run in this game. It was a hit by pitch in the first that he came all the way around on. Scored on a wild pitch from Oliver. Lefty on righty matchup. First pitch breaking ball. Inside, ball 1. Harper, the second baseman, waits for the 1-0 with the bases empty. And takes a cut and a miss. Got pulled out of his stance there. Looked like a chase. That pitch was inside the zone, but came out of the batting stance to take a cut at that one. 1-1. Lifted up on the right side. This is pushed, and it is foul, out of play. One-two, swing and a miss. Connor Oliver struck out 6 in a row as the second and third innings for the RedHawks are both strikes out of the side. RedHawks bringing some momentum to the plate, trailing 1-0. Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio returns next. Bottom of inning number 3 here from McKie Field. Poley with you here on Red Hawk Radio in game 1 of our doubleheader. scheduled for this Friday morning that will turn into afternoon. RedHawks trailing 1-0, but Connor Oliver has struck out the last 6 he has faced on the bump for the RedHawks. See if any of that momentum translates to the plate. Matt Salmonson back out onto the mound. He has been efficient so far, retiring 6 out of the first 7 Miami batters he's faced. Dylan Baker up to the plate. First pitch to him just missed that outside corner, a hair outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Baker, who spent the entirety of last weekend in the 9-hole, up to the 8th spot for this game. The wind and pitch on the 1-0, and this one laced into left field. That's down for another base hit. A long reach there for Shoup, and he will snare it and fire it in. A tough play out there in left field to prevent that from being a double, but nonetheless, the leadoff man aboard for the first time for the RedHawks as Dylan Baker works the single. Second time that a RedHawk hitter has timed up Matt Salmonson and hit one pretty hard out there into left field. And that will bring up Evan Applewick, who's batting in the 9th spot today. Was the leadoff hitter all of last weekend for the RedHawks. Now inserted into the 9-hole. The runner on first, nobody out. First pitch slides outside for ball 1. Applewick, an on-base machine. Had at least 1 walk in every game of the series last weekend. Had 3 in the series opener against Kent State. 2-step lead on first. 1-0 pitch. In there for strike 1. Right down the pipe, 85 miles an hour to make the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Salmonson working from the middle of the rubber. Nods his head. A bluff at first base. Grounder left side on the 1-1. That is foul by a few feet. Goes all the way to the wall up the third base line. And it's a 1-2 count to Evan Applewick. Applewick hitting .217 on the year, making his 14th start. 10 hits in 46 at-bats coming into this one. But 21 walks on the season. 1-2 pitch. Outside, falls out of the glove of Summerhill and trickles to his right, but he recovers it quickly and will hold Dylan Baker on first base. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Evan Applewick. A long look at first from Salmonson. Set at the shoulders, nods the head. 2-2, bouncer, blocked. Summerhill ran that one up the first base line and picked it up. Again, Baker held it first, but now the count is full to Evan Applewick, and this has been where he's made his money, just working these at-bats. They are long, and he has come out on top via the walk quite a few times. Salmonson readies. 3-2, lifted up. Behind the plate, mask off for Summerhill. He gets to the screen, reaching up, and this one's out of play. Almost squeezed that one through the screen as the ball got over and landed just beyond it in the first row of the stands, and the ball actually hit his glove as he pushed the screen back. But regardless, the count remains 3-2 in this righty-on-righty matchup. Salmonson shakes 3 pitches, then finally gets his sign. 3-2 pitch. Inside, ball 4. Another long at-bat that Evan Applewick comes out on top of. And the RedHawks have first and second, nobody out here in the bottom of the third with the top of the order coming to the plate. Benji Brokemond up. Brokemond with a chance to tie this game for the RedHawks, trailing 1-0 with a runner in scoring position and a runner on first. Smart coming in on the infield grass at first base, maybe looking for the bunt. First pitch to Brokemond, bunt is squared, it's pulled back, there's a back pick to second, but it's bounced in as Baker has plenty of time to get back. 1 ball, no strikes to Brokemond. He was 5 for 12 in the series against Siena, but struggled and only had one hit against Kent State, or Toledo rather, in the series. That broke his hit streak that dated all the way back to the season opener in the final 2 games. And a pitch clock violation is going to be called on Salmonson. So that's an automatic ball on Brokemond. And so that makes the count 2-0. Pressure was mounting. You could tell he was taking a while. 2-0 pitch. Brokemond squares, puts the bunt down. This is a good one down the third base line. Barehanded, and there's no play for Salmonson. Brokemond lays down a perfect bunt that came almost off the tape on the handle of the bat. Just squeezed it in between third base and the pitcher's mound. And even with the bare hand that was fielded cleanly, Salmonson had no play. And the bases are now loaded for a man who had 7 home runs in his first 12 games as a Red Hawk. Rylan Zaborowski at the plate with nobody out. Zaborowski slugging .820 this season. Leads the team with 14 RBI. First pitch upstairs for ball 1. No, Zaborowski packs plenty of punch, and now we are going to see time called in an infield meeting here for NIU. Zaborowski only had 3 home runs last season at Yavapai College, but hit .379. Over the summer, played in the Appalachian League, was an all-star. Hit .372 with 12 doubles, 9 home runs, and led the league with a 1.194 OPS. And a big addition out of the transfer portal for the RedHawks in this offseason. The bases are loaded here with nobody out. He's ahead 1-0 as the RedHawks trail 1-0. Miami has found themselves down in games early on quite a bit this season, but the offense has generally produced in the later innings. RedHawks looking to do something a little earlier this time here in the bottom of the third. Salmonson still going from the stretch here with the bases loaded. Takes a breath, 1-0. Lifted up and out of play. Zaborowski might want that one back. That was as close to middle as he might get. 1 ball and 1 strike to Rylan Zaborowski. Corner infield at first base is on the grass. At third base is level with the bag. Middle infield in the double play depth. 1 ball, 1 strike to Zaborowski. Breaking ball, this one taken deep to center field. It is blowing back to the warning track. Backing up is Peters, and he makes the catch, falling backwards. Runners will tag. 1 man scores, everybody up a base. It's a sac fly for Rylan Zaborowski as he goes about 395 feet out to the 400-foot sign in center. And the RedHawks have tied the game. It's 1-1. So second and third now for the 3-hitter in Zach McDonald, with 1 gone here in the bottom of the third. First pitch, slider, just missed on the outside corner. 1-0. Second ball we've seen hit to the warning track, and you could see the movement on that one. It was hit probably to the left of straightaway center and ended up just to the right of it. 1-0, misses in the dirt down and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Zach McDonald. Brokemond on second, Applewick on third as the RedHawks look to take their first lead. Game tied at 1-1 after the sac fly from Rylan Zaborowski. 2-0 stings the outside half for strike 1. That RBI for Zaborowski breaks a tie that puts him in sole possession of first place on the team with 15. 2-1 here to Zach McDonald. The pitch off the end of the bat and flared out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. RedHawks struggled mightily, especially in the series opener against Toledo, to get runners across when they were already on base, especially in those early innings. 2-2 to McDonald. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball that just dove underneath the zone. And McDonald goes down on the strikeout. That's number 4 for Matt Salmonson. And there's now 2 gone in the inning with Parker Lester, the cleanup hitter, coming to the plate. Lester, the left-handed hitter in this Miami lineup with a favorable matchup against right-hander Matt Salmonson. Right side of the infield to the pull side is playing back on Lester. At first base, Smart just short of the outfield grass. At second base, Harper is in shallow right field. 2 gone, and there's going to be a pick back to Demetrol, who was not covering the base, and Salmonson just lifted the knee and threw it back to him. Kelly is up on the infield grass at third base. First pitch now to Lester, and it rides down and in on him for ball 1. Wind still blowing very heavily on a cloudy day from Oxford. It was raining for a while. It looks like that has ceased. What's still chilly there is the real feel in the 30s. 1-0, way up high. Summerhill springs out of his stance, and with his arm all the way extended above his head, makes that catch to prevent it from going to the backstop. Lester ahead 2-0. With 2 away here in the bottom of the third. RedHawks looking for more after Zaborowski's RBI sac fly. 2-0 misses outside, ball 3. Saw Lester go with the 3-0 green light earlier on. Took a big hack in his first at-bat. Ended up resulting in a strikeout, again ahead 3-0 here. From the stretch, Salmonson deals. Red light for Lester, up and away, ball 4. Second walk issued by Salmonson in this inning, and that loads up the bases for 5-hitter Cooper Weiss. Does not look like, as of right now, any action is going on in the NIU bullpen, although some players have now made their way over there. As the RedHawks look to chase Matt Salmonson out of this game. It's been a solid starter for NIU this season. Bases loaded with 2 gone. And in on the hands, a check swing from Weiss that goes around, strike 1. Matt Salmonson, who's been mixing both bullpen appearances with starts, had 14 appearances, 5 starts last season. This year, 4 appearances and 2 starts coming into this one. 0-1 pitch, and that finds the zone. It's 0-2. Had 7 strikeouts and no earned runs in his first appearance of the season, in 6 innings pitched against Oral Roberts. Since then, he's allowed 2 or more earned runs in all 3 of his appearances. He's allowed 1 run so far in 2 2/3 to the RedHawks. Bases loaded, 2 gone, 0-2 pitch, up high. Inning remains alive. Cooper Weiss at the plate his last time up. He lifted a ball up on the right side that was carried by the wind all the way to the warning track before it was eventually caught to lead off the second inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch, again up high. A little closer that time, but still missed. 87 miles an hour that time from Salomon. And just mere inches away from the zone. But the count even at 2-2. Weiss twirls the bat and readies up in the box. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball pushed out of play on the right side. Count remains the same. Hardest hit balls the RedHawks have had in this game have been on that curveball that Salomonsson has thrown. Infield playing somewhat straight up, although a bit back towards the outfield grass. 2-2. Just misses the outside corner there. It was outside. Summerhill did his best to frame it. An uproar from the NIU dugout as the Huskies still can't get out of this inning. Gonna need to work for it at least one more pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners on the move, the pitch, breaking ball upstairs, ball 4. Cooper Weiss works the walk, that brings in a run, and the RedHawks take their first lead. It's now 2-1 Miami. Back-to-back walks issued. We'll bring up the DH, Tommy Harrison, and the RedHawks still threatening to do more with the bases still loaded, and a lefty at the plate. Harrison struck out swinging his first time up. Again, with the bases loaded and 2 gone, RedHawks have plated 2 in this bottom of the third to take the lead. First pitch, called strike 1 on the inside half of the plate. Harper playing about 2 steps into the outfield grass at second base. That's the pull side for Harrison. 0-1, snapped up high. Summerhill's got to come to the full stand-up to make that catch behind the plate. Still no throwing going on in the NIU bullpen, although there is some stretching. These guys get ready. But for now, it's going to have to be Salomonsson. 1-1. And that misses low in between the legs of Summerhill. He puts the squeeze on it with the glove as Harrison ahead 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike here in the bottom of the third. RedHawks have the bases loaded. 2 gone in the inning to the 8th man to hit in this third, and Harrison. The pitch, fouled straight back. Good one to hit there high in the zone. And Harrison just couldn't find barrel, cut it off the top of the bat ever so slightly. 2 balls and 2 strikes. RedHawks have done well in this inning with 2 strike counts. Zach McDonald, the only one to go down on the strikeout so far. Big leads at first and second base. 2-2 pitch, skied out of play on the left side. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. RedHawks have scored a pair here in the bottom of the third. A long look in from Salomonsson. And he comes set. Glove drops to the mid-chest. He fires this one in, reached for, grounded over to second base. Harper has to come in on it from the outfield, but he scoops it up and fires over to first in time for out number 3. RedHawks do take the lead. Rylan Zaborowski got things started with the sac fly to bring in a run, and the walk from Cooper Weiss with the bases loaded gave Miami their first lead of the game as we head to the 4th. RedHawks leading 2-1. Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio returns next. Inning number 4 here has arrived from McKie Field as the RedHawks take a 2-1 lead over NIU. Connor Oliver back out onto the mound after struggling to find the zone in inning number 1, including a walk and a hit batter that brought in a run on just 1 hit. Deals in the first pitch for a called strike on Colin Summerhill. Oliver has struck out the last 6 batters he's faced, struck out the side in the second and third. Summerhill faces the 0-1, and it's way outside in the lefty batter's box. 1 ball, 1 strike. Summerhill had the only hit so far in the game for NIU, an infield single. 1-1, misses down and away. Two 2-1 pitch now. And Summerhill flies this one out to right field, back going Brokman to the wall. He makes the catch. So finally a ball in play from Northern Illinois, but Colin Summerhill can't find anywhere in the outfield to put it. Benji Brokman just slowly tracking back to get to that baseball. First ball hit to the outfield in the game by NIU comes here in the 4th inning. And that will bring up the 5-hitter Andrew Smart. First pitch snaps the glove on the inside corner for strike 1. Smart walked, made it to second base in the 1st inning, was stranded there. 0-1 pitch, bounced on home plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Base is empty with 1 gone here in the top of the 4th. 1-1, swing and a miss. On the top part of the zone, 88 miles an hour that time from Connor Oliver. And Andrew Smart facing the 1-2, takes a cut and a miss for strike 3. So right back to it for Connor Oliver after a deep fly out that broke his strikeout streak of 6. It is now 7 of 8 for Connor Oliver. 2 gone here in the top of the 4th. Base is empty for Caden Kasabuki. And the first pitch, a called strike on the outside half. Kasabuki, a weekend starter for Northern Illinois, did not play in their midweek against Purdue. Called strike 2 on him on the inside corner. And just 1 pitch away for Connor Oliver to get out of this inning. Oliver winds, deals the 0-2. Fouled straight back at us. Kasabuki down 0-2 with the bases empty and 2 gone. Oliver kicks and deals. Breaking ball, called strike 3, he froze him. He won't strike out the side this time, Connor Oliver, but that's now his 8th strikeout in the last 9 batters faced. And he comes through inning number 4, giving up just 1 run as the RedHawks look to tack on more as we head to the bottom of the inning. Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio returns next. Bottom of the 4th inning here from McKie Field. Miami leading Northern Illinois by a 2-1 score. David Novak will start things off for the RedHawks with the 7, 8, 9 hitters due up. Miami took a 2-1 lead in the last inning. Connor Oliver has been dominant on the RedHawk mound in these last 3. First pitch flied up on the right side. Smart running towards the bullpen, and he's going to run out of room. This one will land on the concourse. Novak grounded out to short to end a 1-2-3 inning in the second, and was the only man not to hit for the RedHawks in the lineup in inning number 3. Facing an 0-1. Salmonson winds and deals, and this one dives low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Novak moved the hands at it, but laid off. Salmonson going to get to work again here. 1-1. Again, snapped up and away. 2 balls and 1 strikes. Right side of the infield is pushed back again. We see this Northern Illinois team play with depth a little more, as Toledo was more so shifted, bringing 3 guys on the one side of the infield last week. 2-1, and that misses outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Rockets on nearly every batter would bring 3 defenders to the pull side on the infield. And the RedHawks never really were able to break the shift. 3-1. Breaking ball dives in there for strike 2. So Novak, the catcher, facing a full count here with the bases empty, nobody out. Salmonson winds and deals. Swing and a miss. Novak chased on that pitch, down and away. And the first man retired. Fifth strikeout for Matt Salmonson. And Dylan Baker now coming up to the plate. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Scored one of the 2 Miami runs. And started the hit party in the last inning. Takes a big swing and a miss on pitch number 1. Pitch down low. 0-1 to Dylan Baker. Salmonson with the glove covering the face. Deals an 0-1 breaking ball, reached for and poked out a play on the right side. Baker down 0-2. Baker's got the sweatshirt on under the jersey on a cold day here from McKie Field. Long pause. Salmonson gets his sign. 0-2 pitch. Up and away, and Baker will lay off. One-two. The wind and the pitch. Again, reach for. This time it's grounded up the left side and foul up toward the Miami bullpen. And Baker stays alive. Another guy in this Red Hawk lineup that's worked a lot of good at-bats. Baker, transfer from College of the Desert. Was top 25 in California JUCO in RBIs, doubles, runs, and hits last season. Facing the 1-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He went chasing up high on the fastball. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Matt Salmonson after a tough inning in the third. Confidence still there as he's facing the bottom of this Miami order. And just like that, 2 gone and nobody on for the RedHawks for the 9-hitter Evan Applewick. Some light tossing in the NIU bullpen. But Salmonson looking to go deeper in this game with how he's pitching right now. First pitch called strike 1 on Evan Applewick. Applewick fell behind in his first at-bat, worked it all the way back to 3-2, and got the walk. 0-1. This is outside. Stepping back onto the middle of the rubber. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Salmonson, and that will miss the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Salmonson, interestingly, with the bases loaded, elected to go from the stretch last inning instead of going back from the windup. As he deals the 2-1, that finds the outside corner, called strike 2. Salmonson, the redshirt sophomore, 6'1", 205 out of Chicago. He's He's got Evan Applewick at 2-2 with nobody on. He nods. 2-2 pitch. Up high. Ever so slightly, Evan Applewick started to move his hands, but not a huge attempt to make a swing at that. And the count is full. 3-2 to Applewick. The pitch slides low, ball 4. The on-base specialist in the 9-hole, Evan Applewick, aboard via the walk for the second time in this game. And the inning remains alive. That brings up the top of the Miami order. Benji Brokemon coming to the plate. He's 1 for 2. For Matt Salmonson, he's gone 3 2/3. Went 6 innings in his first appearance, 5 in his second, and then in his last 2 has gone 4 1/3. So maybe has 1, even 2 innings left in him. Brokemon squares to bunt, misses it. Back pick to first was a low bouncer. Applewick gets back. He may have been a bit fortunate there. A big secondary lead. If that was a better throw, it might have got him at first. No balls, 1 strike. And now we see a pickoff and no tag applied to Applewick, who's back in plenty of time. 2 down with a runner on first in a 2-1 game led by Miami. 0-1 count to Benji Brokemon. Runner goes. The pitch lined into left field for a base hit. Getting the wave sign. Applewick's coming to third. The throw is cut off. Long turnaround first from Brokemon, but he will be back as the throw comes in to second. And it's a single to keep the inning alive from Benji Brokemon that moves Evan Applewick up to third base. And Rylan Zaborowski coming to the plate. Another one that these right-handed hitters have just barreled up into left field. Already seen about 4 of those in the game. Rylan Zaborowski, another lefty, who did just that in his first at-bat, in which he singled, coming to the plate. Runners on the corners and 2 outs. See if Brokemon may be on the move at first. First pitch to Zaborowski, swinging, lifted up into the screen, foul. 0-1. Zaborowski with an RBI in the last inning on the sac fly. Hit it to the warning track and straightaway center. Now leads the team with 15 RBIs on the season. Runner goes. Pitches up high and no throw. Just a pump fake behind the plate. They're going to give Brokemon the base. So he moves up to second. And now there's 2 in scoring position on a pitch that missed upstairs to make it 1-1 to Rylan Zaborowski. 1-1 pitch, up and in, ball 2. Zach McDonald on deck. He's 0 for 2 for Miami. Saw in a situation with 2 in scoring position in the last inning. Salmonson filled the open base with a walk. Pitching from the stretch here. 2-1 to Zaborowski. Again up high. Right at eye level. And the count is 3-1. Zaborowski, the redshirt sophomore out of Arizona. Ahead in this count. 3 balls, 1 strike. The pitch, and this one bounced foul into the Miami dugout. So the count full to Rylan Zaborowski. Looking to extend upon a 2-1 Miami lead with a pair in scoring position. Choked up about a knuckle on the bat. 3-2, and it's bounced in for ball 4. Zaborowski with something productive now in all 3 at-bats. A single, a sac fly, and a walk. And the bases for the second straight inning are loaded. This time, Zach McDonald comes to the plate. Struck out swinging in the last inning with 2 in scoring position. Following the Zaborowski sac fly. McDonald, though, a .311 hitter coming into this one. First pitch, big hack, swing and a miss. Upstairs for strike 1. 13 RBIs on the season. That's second on the team, or third rather. Behind Zaborowski and Cooper Weiss. 0-1. And that is just below the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Parker Lester on deck. Power hitter for Miami in the cleanup spot. 1-1. Lifted up on the right side. Tracking back is Arado. This one moving towards the line. Arado right in the corner. Backing up. He falls and he makes the catch. The second time we've seen him take a couple frantic steps right before making the squeeze. This time he lost his footing, but he does make the grab to prevent a disaster for Northern Illinois, and the inning is over. RedHawks strand the bases loaded, and it is a scoreless fourth to continue a 2-1 game as we head to inning number 5. Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio returns next. Top of the 5th here from McKie Field. 2-1 our score. Miami leading Northern Illinois. Zach Maxey, or Connor Oliver rather, on the mound for the RedHawks. Zach Maxey will pitch in game number 2 of this doubleheader coming later this afternoon. 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for Northern Illinois. Mason Kelly to start things off. First pitch on the way, and this one barreled up into center field. Racing back is McDonald, now trailing into the gap as the wind blew that one there, and he will make the catch 10 feet short of the track. Just 2 flyouts to the name of these Northern Illinois Huskies to break up the strikeout streak for Connor Oliver. That one hit well, but the wind just kind of took it away from its intended target in the straightaway center. Shoop the batter. He will pull back the bunt as the pitch flies up high for ball 1. These 7, 8, 9 hitters all came into the inning 0 for 1 with a strikeout. That pitch finds the outside part of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out with the bases empty. 1-1 pitch is low. Novak grazes the turf with the glove. 2 balls, 1 strike. Applewick playing in for the bunt at third base. This pitch ripped over at first base. Parker Lester will field it just to his left and make the play himself at 3 unassisted as he steps on the bag for out number 2. Hard hit ball on the ground. And Northern Illinois comes up empty for the second straight batter on a ball that was barreled up pretty well. 2 gone now with the bases empty for the 9-hitter Malik Peters. First pitch up high for ball 1. Oliver working fast, has been efficient these last few innings. 1-0, big swing and a miss there from Malik Peters. 259 hitter in the 9-hole. Time is called as Peters heads over to have a discussion with Mike Kunagonis at third base. Pitcher up and working in the Northern Illinois bullpen. Miami's is empty. That pitcher looks to be Tommy Meyer for the Huskies. pitched in their midweek against Purdue. Looks like he may come into this one. 1-1 in there for called strike two to Peters. Right on the bottom part of the zone over the plate. 1-2, Oliver again working quick and snaps that one up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two, Oliver's pitch. Breaking ball again up high. And the count is full. Peters with the bat on the shoulder. 3-2 pitch. High, ball 4. First walk issued by Connor Oliver since the first inning. And that will bring up the top of the order with the inning still alive. Saw Northern Illinois do this in the bottom of the 4th. Put 2 runners down. Start the inning. And ended up walking the bases loaded. First pitch to Eric Arado at the top of the order. Strike 1 in the outside corner. Lefty on lefty matchup here with a runner on first and 2 gone. Top of the 5th inning, Miami on top 2-1. Oliver set at the belt, takes a look at first. Short lead from Peters. He's going to throw there anyway. Rips it over to first. Lester had to throw his glove at it desperately, but does keep that from going up the line. 0-1 to Eric Arado. At the top of the order, 0 for 1 with a walk. Breaking ball up high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Oliver pitching from the third base side of the rubber. Looks towards first, deals the 1-1. This one grounded hard over to second base. Trouble from the second baseman and Baker, and his throw over to first will not be in time as he bobbled that about 3 times. Fielded it on the ground and just could not pull that ball off the turf. Tried it twice and failed, and finally on the 3rd attempt to pick it up off the grass was able to do so, but it was too late. Peters over to second, and Eric Arado aboard. Andre DeMetrol now the batter with 2 gone. Breaking ball up high for ball 1 on him. So Arado will reach via the E4. DeMetrol, who's 0 for 2. Squares to bunt, pulls it back, pitch slides just in. Missing that inside corner. 2-0 to DeMetrol. Oliver hopping up and down on that right heel, lifts the knee and deals, and the pitch flies low. A brief bunt square by DeMetrol that was pulled back almost as soon as that pitch came out of the hand of Oliver. Ahead in the count here, 3-0. Oliver brings the glove to the belt, and that one flies in. It gets by Novak for ball 4. They're going to say it did not hit DeMetrol. It looked like it might have. But the outcome is the same regardless. Second walk from Oliver in the inning. And now the bases are loaded with 2 gone for the 3-hitter Aaron Harper, who has the only run scored so far for NIU. Because Arado reached on the E4 and the error came with 2 outs, if there were any runs to come in this inning, they would be unearned. Harper was not ready yet in the batter's box, and so Oliver had to come out of his set. Now he'll deal the first pitch in, and that finds the inside corner for strike 1. Oliver with the ball behind his back gets his pitch. 0-1, the pitch. Gets between the legs of Novak, and a run will score as everybody moves up a base. Peters comes across, Arado to third, DeMetrol to second, and we are tied 2-2. Have to check the scoring ruling on that. They're going to call it a passed ball. as it's squeezed between the legs there of Novak. And we are tied 2-2. 1-1 the count to Harper. The pitch. Breaking ball in there. Called strike 2. Quick check swing there from Harper. Held it up, but the pitch was definitely in the zone. 1-2 now the count. Oliver deals. And it's low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. With 2 gone. There's 2 in scoring position. On second and third. Oliver lifts the knee. 2-2. Hit off the handle of the bat. Grounder over to third. Applewick has to field it. Throws over to first. And a bouncer in cannot be scooped by Lester. Runner is safe. Arado has scored. Demetro made it over to third base. And NIU has retaken the lead as they answer with 2 runs here in the top of the 5th. 3-2 now the score. So far, Connor Oliver has not given up a single earned run. But Miami finds themselves down 3-2. We're going to call that an error on Lester. So it's an E3, second error of the inning for the RedHawks. And now the runner's on the corners in a 3-2 game for Colin Summerhill. Takes a big hack at the first pitch, and he missed it for strike 1. Summerhill had the only hit for Northern Illinois. That still stands as the only hit. 3 runs off 1 hit for the Huskies. And he barrels up the 0-1 over to third. Applewick this time with a line drive throw right at Lester's chest. And he will field that one as the RedHawks get out of the inning. 2 unearned runs, no hits here in the 5th for NIU, but they do find a way to retake the lead on Miami. 3-2 our score as we head to the bottom of inning number 5 on Red Hawk Radio. New pitcher into the game for Northern Illinois, Jacob Drager, coming out of the bullpen to make his 5th appearance of the season. He's gone 9 1/3 so far this year. 15 hits allowed, 14 runs, 10 earned. Walked 7, struck out 5. Comes in a game that his team has just retaken the lead in. 3-2 Northern Illinois on top of Miami. They've got 3 runs off 1 hit and have not scored 1 earned yet. Parker Lester at the plate for Miami. First pitch swinging, and he pops that one out of play on the left side. Lester 0 for 1, but did walk in inning number 3 to keep a 2-out rally for the RedHawks alive. Walked the bases loaded. The man behind him, Cooper Weiss, came up to the plate and walked a run in. A 1 count to the leadoff man, Lester. And the pitch up high for ball 1. Another righty on the mound in Drager that Lester, the lefty hitter, will get to face off against, as Matt Salmonson's day is done. 1-1 with the bases empty. Pitch, low, 2 balls and 1 strike on the off speed. Salmonson goes 4 innings, his lowest of the season, through 97 pitches. Gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, walked 5, struck out 6. 2-1 pitch. This one laced over to the shortstop Demetrel, and he will make the catch without moving. Gave a little hop there, didn't even need to do it, though. It was right at him. Lester barrels one up, but can't find the outfield. And there's one gone here in the bottom of the 5th. So Cooper Weiss up to the plate now for Miami. Once again, walked with the bases loaded his last time up. Also hit a little flare shot out to right field and almost carried out of the park. Squares to bunt. Ran through the ball but missed it. So that's a strike on him. So Weiss has an RBI. He's officially 0 for 1 on the day. With the bases empty. Check swing at the 0-1 pitch, and he caught a piece of the baseball as it ran in on the hands. Fouled that one up into the screen. And he's down 0-2. 0-2 pitch, and that flies low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jacob Drager works exclusively from the stretch. Bases empty here, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. 1-2 offering. And this one pushed the other way out into right field. Arado backing up on it, and it gets over his head. He mistracked it as Weiss races around second, heading for third. The relay, and it is bobbled and dropped by Kelly, who had to knock it down with the chest. Weiss arrives at third base safely. See if that is called as an E9 or a triple. They are going to score it a triple. That looked like it hit the glove of Arado, but he couldn't make the play. That's now another ball hit out to him in right field, the 3rd time that he's looked very shaky fielding it out there. The wind is blowing very hard toward that direction, makes it tough to read the ball. You could see that in pregame warm-ups when guys were trying to take fly balls out there. And finally, one gets by him. So a runner on third with 1 gone. First pitch way up high to Tommy Harrison. Cooper Weiss's first time he hit the ball out there. Arado was fumbling when he made the catch, and then to end the last inning, McDonald flew out to right, and Arado actually fell flat on his back. 1-0, swing and a miss from Harrison, 1 ball, 1 strike. So the RedHawks have the tying run on third base here in the bottom of the 5th after conceding 2 in the top. Now trailing 3-2, 1-1, outside. Harrison 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out in the 2nd. Grounded out to second base in the 3rd. On a softly hit ball that Harper had to come quite a ways in on to make the play on. Ahead 2-1 here. The pitch up high, and it's popped up in the air, and behind the plate it will fly out of play. Jacob Drager with the count at 2-2 and 1 out, facing a runner on third. Transfer from Des Moines Area Community College. Native of Johnston, Iowa. Drager's last appearance was against Kent State, received the only decision he's had on the season in the loss. He's allowed 2 earned runs in his last 3 appearances. 3-2. Grounded sharply into the NIU dugout. And the count remains full to a battling Tommy Harrison. Guy that Danny Hayden was very, very high on as a hitter. Tommy Harrison, the true freshman at a Lakewood St. Edward High School powerhouse program in Cleveland. 3-2. Inside, ball 4. Drager allows his first walk, and that puts runners on the corners for the catcher, David Novak. And so he will stand in now with first and third, one gone, as NIU leads 3-2. Novak is 0 for 2 on the day, struck out to start the last inning, was one of 2 strikeouts before the RedHawks got the bases loaded. Did not score a run, though, in the bottom of the 4th. Out hitting NIU right now, 5-1. He squares to bunt, pitches way up high. He's got to pull it back rather quickly as that ball was tracking right at his bat. And ahead 1-0. So with the RedHawks out hitting NIU 5-1, they are down 3-2. 3 unearned runs from the Huskies, 2 Miami errors, and a pass ball. 1-0, bunt is put down up the first base line. Run's going to come in to score as the only play is to first, as Drager will field it and underhand flip it. The sacrifice bunt from David Novak moves Harrison over to second, and Cooper Weiss scores from third. The RedHawks tie the game at 3, and now there's 2 gone here in the bottom of the 5th. Dylan Baker up to the plate for the RedHawks, 1 for 2 on the day, a single, a run scored, and a strikeout. Runner in scoring position on second. That's Tommy Harrison, 2 gone. Righty on righty matchup out of the stretch. First pitch dealt in, on the hands, fisted up in the air to shallow center, and it gets over the head of Harper, who falls back on it from second base. Baker, meanwhile, loses the helmet. He's flying over to second base, and he's in there safely. Another defensive miscue from Northern Illinois, and the RedHawks bring in their second run of the inning. Tommy Harrison will score. Miami retakes the lead and answers from NIU's 2 spot in the top of the 5th with 2 of their own. It's 4-3 RedHawks. The first ball that was hit out to right field that Arado struggled to handle had a lot of movement on it. That looked like it might have as well, but was not hit nearly as hard. Hit off the near part of the bat where it's a little thinner in on the hands. And just pushed straight up the middle there by Baker, who was on his horse from first to second when that ball was dropped. So the inning remains alive. Evan Applewick up to the plate with 2 gone. Runner on second. RedHawks now back in the lead at 4-3. First pitch to him on the outside corner for a called strike 1. Applewick has walked twice, made it to third twice, but has not scored. Dylan Baker's going to get credit for a double on that play. 0-1 pitch fired in, and it's a bouncer. Nice backhand scoop there behind the plate from Summerhill. 1-1 the count to Applewick. So Baker now 2 for 3 on the day with a single and a double. 1-1. Outside bouncer nearly got away. Another field on the backhand. And Applewick finally gets ahead in the count. Fell behind his first 2 at-bats, worked back to get his pair of walks. In a good spot here at 2-1. From the stretch, couple of looks back at second. Baker toying with him. Here's the pitch. And that drops into the low part of the zone for called strike 2. Jacob Drager trying to get out of this inning. Inning in which his defense has not given him a whole ton of help, but the runs are still going to get pinned on him as no errors have been credited to NIU for the 2 drops. 2-2. Chopper on the ground up the middle. Long way to go for DeMetrol. He knocks it down, but he's not going to get there. Meanwhile, Baker gets the wave to home, and he's going to score. Dylan Baker with some fantastic base running. Scores from second on an infield single. DeMetrol had to run from short to nearly behind second base to knock that ball down, and Baker knew the whole way he was getting that wave sign. RedHawks bring in another run on the RBI single from Evan Applewick at the bottom of the order, and now back to the top we go. Miami on top 5-3. Runner on first and 2 gone for Benji Brokemont. Saw the RedHawks be pretty aggressive last week on the base pads. Dylan Baker doing it himself right now. Lost the helmet on both big runs that he had. First pitch to Brokemon is fouled straight back. A single, a double, and a triple. A home run away from the team cycle in this inning. Oh, 1 count to Brokemon. Two-step lead over on first from Evan Applewick. The pitch is up high. Summerhill pump fakes a back pick to first base, but won't make a throw. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rylan Zaborowski on deck for the RedHawks. Benji Brokemon is 2 for 3. Struck out to start the game, but singled in his last 2 at-bats. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball, it's low. Long check swing there from Brokemon, but he just held up. Two balls and 1 strike, the count to Benji Brokemon. Traeger sets. Odds a couple times. Now Adil the pitch in. This one flared off the end of the bat. Shallow right field. Arado coming in on it. Harper coming back from second. Arado calls him off, and he will make the catch for out number 3. Another shaky, tough defensive play there for NIU, but they are able to put this tough 5th inning to bed as the RedHawks respond after giving up 2 in the top of the 5th with 3 of their own and have a 2-run lead, the largest for either team, as we head to inning number 6. Connor Oliver back out onto the Miami mound when we return. Red Hawk Baseball on Red Hawk Radio is coming back next. Connor Oliver retakes the Miami mound here in the top of the 6th inning. Redhawks on top 5-3 over Northern Illinois after a disaster of an inning in the field for the Huskies. And Miami, despite not giving up an earned run and out hitting Northern Illinois 7-1, only up by 2 after plating 5 runs. First pitch flies up high on Andrew Smart, the leadoff batter for the Huskies. First baseman is 0 for 1 on the day, walked in the first inning. 1-0 pitch. Finds the outside half for strike 1. Oliver winds, now deals. This one reached for and lifted up and out of play by Smart. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch. Bounced in there to Smart. Hudson Leach up in the Miami bullpen. Connor Oliver's gone 5 complete so far with no earned runs to his name. 2-2. Drop low and in. Count full to Andrew Smart. Oliver did give up 2 walks in the last inning. 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3, froze him on the inside half. A beautiful breaking ball that just dropped in there. And for Connor Oliver, that is strikeout number 9 through 5 1/3. One gone here in the top of the 6th. Caden Kasabucky up to the plate. First pitch swinging, popped up behind the plate. This will get out of play. Kasabucky, the DH, 0 for 2. Oliver froze him his last time up. He struck out looking. 0-1 pitch. Curler couldn't find the inside corner. Oliver brings the glove down to the shoulders. Now he kicks and fires the 1-1, and that finds the bottom part of the zone for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch in, and he froze him again, called strike 3. Oliver with a pair of looking strikeouts. A guy who came in to this game with 39 strikeouts in 20 innings pitched, and now has 11, or 10 rather, through 5 2/3. First pitch called strike 1 on Mason Kelly, outside half. Kelly hit one well his last time up, but flew out to center field. 0-1 pitch taken for strike 2. Oliver, mighty efficient, working very quickly. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Check swing, did he go? He did not. Kelly held it up, the pitch was up high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Oliver deals, swing and a miss. 74 miles an hour, and Connor Oliver is dealing through 6 innings. He strikes out the side for the 3rd time in this game. We head to the bottom. RedHawks on top, 5-3 and rolling here on this Friday. Red Hawk Radio back next here with more Miami baseball. Moving right along to the bottom of the 6th inning, Miami leading NIU by a 5-3 score. Connor Oliver on the Red Hawk bump through 6 innings. He's given up no earned runs, 1 hit, walked 4, and struck out 11. Red Hawks on top 5-3. Rylan Zaborowski leading things off against Jacob Drager out for his 2nd inning of work. First pitch called strike 1 atop the zone. Zaborowski singled his first time up, hit a sac fly in the 3rd, and plate appearance number 2, and then walked in the 4th. 0-1 pitch. Bounces about 8 feet before it reaches home plate. 1 ball, 1 strike to Zaborowski. Working from the stretch, Drager takes a breath. Check swing from Zaborowski, and he went around on a pitch in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Miami leadoff hitter. One, 2. Curler, this one laced into center field, running over for it, diving. That ball is caught by Peters. Excellent play out there in center field as Malik Peters had to make a tough run at that one. The wind may have helped him out a little bit, pushing that ball towards where he was coming from in center, but nonetheless, some full extension on the diving effort. And Rylan Zaborowski barrels up another one for the 2nd time this game and is put out on the F8. 1 gone here in the bottom of the 6th for Zach McDonald with the bases empty. First pitch, bunt squared. It is put down. A bouncer up the left side. It's going towards foul territory, but it's going to stop just prior to it. And McDonald has himself a bunt single, the second of the game for the RedHawks. So Zach McDonald in the 3-hole is aboard for the first time. He's now 1 for 4 on the day, has a bunt single. Parker Lester, the cleanup hitter, to the plate. Miami on top 5-3. 1 out, runner on first. Drager on the mound. His uniform fluttering. Well, it's been a very strong wind throughout this afternoon. First pitch, high and away. Taken for ball 1 by Lester. Parker 0 for 2 on the day. Hit a ball pretty hard his last time up directly at Andre Demetriou at short. Hit it right at his chest. Demetriou didn't have to move. 1-0 pitch, runner goes. Lester swinging, and he chops that one up the right side, and it's into right field for a base hit. Over to third. McDonald gets the stop sign, but Parker Lester on base for the second time in the game. First time via the hit. Back-to-back singles for the RedHawks put runners on the corners here with 1 gone. Cooper Weiss coming to the plate. Weiss has hit 2 very hard balls the opposite way. And his last time up, he was rewarded as the wind blew it over the head of Eric Arado in right field. Picked up a triple on that play. Runners on the corners with 1 out. First pitch. Sent straight back on the foul ball. That went over the outside half of the plate. Weiss, the shortstop, still battling it out atop the RBI standings on this team with Rylan Zaborowski. 0-1 pitch. Bunt is squared. It's put down directly in front of home plate. Runner has looked back. The throw to first is in time. As McDonald thought about going, Lester does move over to second base. But Cooper Weiss is put out on the 2-3 ground out. And that will bring up the DH, Tommy Harrison, with 2 in scoring position. And 2 gone here in inning number 6. Harrison walked, came around to score his last time up to the plate. Drager set on the mound. Fires in the first pitch. It's a chopper directly behind first base. Very hot, but Smart still handles it. Flips over to a covering Drager, and he will tap on the bag for out number 3. RedHawks strand 2 in scoring position after they had first and third with 1 out, not able to score any runs, but the 2-run lead remains intact. We head to the final 3 innings. Number 7 on the way with Miami on top 5-3. Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio. To the 7th inning we go here from McKie Field. New pitcher on the mound as Connor Oliver's day is over. Hudson Leach takes over here for inning number 7 with Miami on top 5-3. First batter he faces the 8-hitter in Parker Shoup. Big cut and a miss on the opening pitch. Flip the arm slot. Now a righty on the mound for the RedHawks. Shoup in the lefty batter's box, 0-1. Taken away from the outside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike. Connor Oliver goes 6 innings. Gives up 1 hit, 3 runs, no earned, 4 walks, 11 strikeouts. 1-1, high and away for ball 2. Connor Oliver, the TCU transfer, just wonder how long he's going to keep up the almost 2 strikeout per inning pace he's been on. 2-1, called strike 2 on the bottom part of the zone. Leadoff man, Parker Shoup. 2-2 hit straight up the middle, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Right up the middle, a stinger that Leach had to get out of the way of. And that is just the 2nd hit of the game for Northern Illinois, and the first one that has found the outfield grass. Brings up the 9-hitter Malik Peters. Squares to bunt. Couldn't pull it back as he missed his attempt. Called strike 1. Nothing in 1. The pitch. Snap down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hudson Leach, top guy to the bullpen for Miami this season. 4.32 ERA in 5 appearances. 16 2/3 innings. 1.02 whip. 1-1 pitch. Big cut and a miss there from Malik Peters. 1-2 count now with a runner on first, nobody out. Northern Illinois trailing by 2. 1-2, swing and a miss. Peters way early that time. And Leach continues the strikeout trend for this pitching staff. 12th now overall between the 2 guys on the bump. And that brings up the top of the order with 1 out, Eric Arado to the plate. Leach with 29 strikeouts in 16 2/3 innings coming into this one. Bunt is squared. It's pulled back by Arado as the pitch lands near his feet for ball 1. Arado reached on an error by Dylan Baker his last time up. That was in the 5th inning. He came around to score 1 of 2 runs in that inning for NIU. Fastball pick over to first base. Nothing will come of it. 1-0 pitch. Misses the outside corner. 2 balls and no strikes. 93 miles an hour that time from Hudson Leach, transfer from Creighton. 13 appearances in 2 years with the Blue Jays. 2-0, breaking ball in there for strike 1. Played this past summer in the New England League with the Upper Valley Nighthawks in Vermont. 2-1, misses outside for ball 3. All his appearances out of the bullpen this season for Miami, as mentioned. Pitched 3 innings against Toledo, gave up just 1 earned run. And 2 hits. 3-1, fouled back by Arado. A pitch that was coming up and in on him. Fought it off, and now it's 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Throw down to second's a good one, and the tag is applied. Strike him out, throw him out. David Novak gives the back end, and the RedHawks able to get out of the inning in 3 batters as Hudson Leach faces the minimum to start things off in the 2nd. Pair of strikeouts, and Miami still leads by 2. Time to stretch here in Oxford. 5-3 RedHawks. More Miami baseball on Red Hawk Radio next. Seventh inning here from McKie Field. RedHawks coming to the plate, leading 5-3. Hudson Leach in relief of Connor Oliver facing the minimum. RedHawks struck out Eric Arado and then threw out Parker Shoup on the base paths to end the top of the seventh. And now Miami looking to add some insurance to this lead. 7, 8, 9 hitters due up. David Novak up to the plate. Drager's first pitch to him, and this one's bombed out to left field. Backing up is Shoup all the way at the wall, looking up. This one's off the base of the wall. Novak into second. He'll be held up there safely, and it's a leadoff stand-up double for David Novak. So Novak delivers after he had the sacrifice bunt that brought in a run in the fifth inning. Leads things off with a bang for Miami. On a day where the wind is more tame, that might be leaving the yard. Dylan Baker now up to the plate, 2 for 2 with a pair of runs scored. Baker with the bat on the shoulder, runner on second, nobody out. Squares to bunt, puts it up the first base line. Drager going after him, has to throw this one overhand quickly, and a slide from Dylan Baker was just barely not in time as the tag on the base got there right before him. That moves Novak over to third base. There was some confusion because Smart was coming in to field that ball, as was Drager on the mound, and Harper had not arrived to cover first base yet, but he got there in the nick of time to record out number one. Now a runner on third for Evan Applewick. The 9-hitter got his first hit of the day in his last at-bat in the fifth. First pitch on the inside corner for strike one. Applewick walked twice prior to that last at-bat in which he singled. Anything to the outfield could score a run. Right side of the infield is in, as is the third baseman and Kelly for NIU. 0-1 on the outside half, called strike two. Nothing in two to Evan Applewick. Fell behind in the count in his first two at-bats and was able to battle back to draw 2 walks. Looking for some similar magic at the plate here. 0-2 pitch. Bounces in the left-handed batter's box. 1 ball, 2 strikes as Applewick lays off. One ball, 2 strikes here in the bottom of the seventh with a runner on third, 1 gone. Pitch to Applewick, and this one fought off on the right side. Skied out of play. And Applewick remains alive. Third baseman moved down to the 9-hole after leading off in the entirety of last weekend's series against Toledo. Applewick looking to add on to a tally of just 4 RBIs on the season. 1-2 sent in the air to center field. Peters going back to the warning track. He'll make the catch. Runner tags. This will bring in a run. David Novak scores. RedHawks have their insurance. It's now a 3-run lead. Miami out in front 6-3. So the RedHawks get a pair of sacrifices on the bunt from Dylan Baker and the fly from Evan Applewick. And we go now to the top of the order. Benji Brokemond up. Bases empty with 2 gone. RedHawks out hitting NIU 10-2. Here in game number 1 of our series, game 1 of this doubleheader. Drager still pitching from the stretch with the bases empty. Brokemond squares. That pitch comes up and in on him. May have hit him up in the head. And he did pull the bunt back. They're going to give him the base. Brokemond looks to be okay, but that was a scary one that came way up high on him. And so Brokemond on to first base. RedHawks have themselves a 2-out base runner, and Rylan Zaborowski up to the plate. Drager fires, runner on the move, pitches up high, throw is high, and Brokemon is in there, safely at second base. (1-0) the count to Ryland Zaborowski. Now with a runner on second, Brokemon taking a pretty good-sized lead out there, toying with Drager a bit. 0-1 pitch. Catches the outside corner. Sliding action. So the first pitch was upstairs but was called strike. Must have been something that we were unaware of. It's 0-2. Runner moves, swing and a miss there from Zaborowski, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the 7th. So Zaborowski was down 0-2 there, and he chased up high. RedHawks do get an insurance run that they may have been looking for, though, in the bottom of the 7th, as that makes it a 3-run game. We head to the penultimate inning in the 8th. Hudson Leach back out onto the mound when we return. Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio. Hudson Leach back out onto the mound for the 8th inning here from McKie Field. RedHawks leading Northern Illinois by a 6-3 score, as Miami got an extra run after growing their lead out to 2 in inning number 5. First pitch called strike on Andre Demetrel, the leadoff hitter for Northern. He's 0 for 2 on the day, but walked in his last plate appearance. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. Hudson Leach faced the minimum in his first inning in relief of Connor Oliver. Struck out 2, gave up a single, who was promptly thrown out. 0-2 pitch, chasing down and away, swing and a miss by Demetrel for strike 3. That's now 14 strikeouts from this Miami pitching staff in this game. And already 3 in just 1 1/3 innings for Hudson Leach. Aaron Harper up to the plate with the bases empty and 1 gone. Northern Illinois now down to their final 5 outs. First pitch finds the inside half for strike 1. Nice slider there from Hudson Leach. Time is called as Harper's got to restrap the gloves. His team in a 3-run hole. A 1 pitch, swing and a miss, went chasing down low. And again, Leach down 0-2. Leach steals the 0-2 and fired that one in there, bounced it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Leach back set, 1-2 pitch, curling breaking ball that froze him for strike 3 on the inside corner. Harper cannot believe that he was rung up there, but it caught the inside part of the plate there, and it's another strikeout for Hudson Leach. And there's 2 away here in the top of the 8th. Colin Summerhill, the batter. First pitch to him is outside, clips the glove of Novak before trickling to the backstop. 1-0 count. Summerhill with the infield single, 1 for 3 on the day, one of just 2 Northern Illinois hits. 1-0, runs inside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch, that drops into the bottom part of the zone, called strike 1. Summerhill has hit 2 pretty well hit balls in his last couple at bats. This time takes a hack and pops that one into the screen over the backstop. And it's another 2-strike count. 2 balls, 2 strikes with the bases empty. Leach deals just outside there on the fastball. Novak did his best to frame, but that one missed by a few ball lengths. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Leach fires, swing and a miss. Got him to chase down and away. And Hudson Leach has only faced 6 batters through 2 innings, and he struck out 5. RedHawks look to tack on some final insurance before slamming the door in the 9th. They'll come to the plate when we return. Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio. Bottom of the 8th here from McKie Field. 6-3, Miami leads over Northern Illinois. As the Red Hawk pitchers have been working 16 strikeouts and no earned runs through 8 innings. Red Hawks looking for some final insurance against a new pitcher, Jake Cahanzo, on the mound. Freshman out of Barrington, Illinois, for the Huskies, will make his 4th appearance out of the bullpen. His first pitch up near the head of Zach McDonald for ball 1. He last appeared in the Friday game of the Kent State series, went 1 inning, gave up 2 earned runs. 1-0 offering, swing and a miss. Jacob Drager goes 3 innings, gave up 4 runs, all of them were earned, walked 1, struck out 1, gave up 6 hits. 1-1, snapped in, this one softly hit and will just dribble foul up the left side. Jake Cahanzo, the freshman, is a really good hitter in high school, hit .427, but on the mound here collegiately. 1-2, breaking ball just low, and McDonald holds up the check swing. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man, Zach McDonald. Working from the third base side of the rubber. Glove pulled overhead. That pitch fired outside by Cahanzo. McDonald 1 for 4 on the day. His hit came in the latest at-bat in the 6th inning. Made it all the way to 3rd before he was stranded. Full count. Here's the payoff pitch. In on the hands, and McDonald fouled it off himself. Looks to be in some pain. He's going to walk this one off. The Ushers Parker Lester, who came over from the on-deck circle to check that he's all good to go, fouled it off the inside of the right thigh as he indicates to the umpire. Three balls and 2 strikes to the Red Hawk 3-hitter. Cahanzo winds, now deals, and this one grounded foul. Danny Hayden with the turnaround jog at third base, couldn't field it, goes into left field. Count remains full. Pitch to McDonald on the way, up high, ball 4. Redhawks have been pretty disciplined at the plate throughout this game, and McDonald continues the trend with his first walk of the afternoon. And that brings up the cleanup hitter, Parker Lester, with a runner on first, nobody out. Lester, the sophomore from Calhoun, Georgia, was hitting .293 coming into the game. He's 1 for 3 on the day with a single and a walk. Righty on lefty matchup. First pitch to Lester. He squared to bunt and pulled it back. Pitch missed the zone just barely on that low outside corner. 1 ball, no strikes. One 1-0 to Lester. And this one lifted up and out of play. Lester, a guy who had just 6 extra base hits throughout the entirety of last season and has already matched that total through just 16 games this year. He looks to add some more insurance for the Redhawks. 1-1 pitch. Again, golfed out of play on the left side. One ball and 2 strikes to Parker Lester. A runner on first, nobody out. Redhawks on top by 3. Cahanzo lifts the knee, fires it in, breaking ball up the middle for a base hit. Lester had to reach for that one. It was a little below the zone and on the outside corner, but just put that ball on the ground probably 5 feet in front of home plate, and it just rolled its way all the way up through the middle. McDonald held up at second base as that ball was fielded quickly by Peters in center. But 2 guys on to begin the inning for the Redhawks here in the bottom of the 8th, and that brings up Cooper Weiss. Sacrifice bunted his last time up to the plate. Prior to that, fly out, a walk, and a triple that he scored a run on. Bunt is squared. He caught it with the bottom of the bat, and it goes foul to the backstop. One ball and no strikes. The 0-1 pitch to Weiss. He squares the bunt again and fouled it off. Popped up in the air that time, but went right to the screen on a line. No balls and 2 strikes to Cooper Weiss. Runner's bluff, and the pitch flies up and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Long run there for McDonald and Lester on the bases. Try to throw off Cahanzo on the mound. Was able to still get a pitch in, although it nearly hit Weiss. 1-2 pitch now, and this one is lifted up and out of play on the right side. Weiss continuing to battle. Redhawks looking for more here, already up 3. Out hitting NIU 11-2 here in game number 1 of this conference series. 1-2 pitch. Reached for. Bouncer up the third base side. Going to be a tough play for Kelly, and he's just got to eat it. No play to first base as he had to charge way in on the infield grass. Cooper Weiss reaches on the infield single, and that loads the bases with nobody out. Tommy Harrison coming up to the plate for the Hawks. Bases loaded, nobody out for the RedHawks. DH Tommy Harrison at the plate. 0 for 3 so far, but does have a walk and a run to his name. True freshman from Cleveland. Hits his first pitch and knocks it on the ground foul up the right side. Nothing in 1 to Tommy Harrison. Cahanzo set at the shoulders. Here's the pitch. Again, reached for, and this time this is just going to trickle foul toward the Miami dugout. Nothing in 2. The base is loaded and nobody out. Pitch outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Harrison not choked up a whole ton on that bat, if at all. Wind has increased in its aggression. Flag out in center field is rippling to the right side. 1-2. That bounces low. Cahanzo, after dealing out the leadoff walk to start his outing, has given up back-to-back singles. Last one came on the infield. Two-two pitch, low and in, and the count is full. David Novak, who doubled in his last time up to left field, is on deck. The RedHawks look to add on to a 6-3 lead. Cahanzo looking to prevent anything more than what it is right now. Give his team a chance in the 9th. 3-2, hit on the ground, right side, foul. Count remains full. Harrison, just another feisty at-bat here. One of many for these RedHawks this afternoon. Three balls, 2 strikes. Another payoff. High and away for ball 4. McDonald scores. Lester to third. Weiss to second. And it's an RBI for Tommy Harrison, who gets credit for his 2nd walk of the day. And the RedHawks now lead by 4, 7-3 Miami. Base is still loaded with nobody out. And David Novak, the catcher, is at the plate. Still another game to play today for Northern. Likely thought in bringing in Jake Cahanzo, you wouldn't have to use any more pitching unless you're able to tie this game and get it to the bottom of the 9th. But now they've had to quickly get a man up and working. First pitch to Novak, skied in the air to straightaway center, now racing way in on it. Peter's got a bad read, but he does make the catch. Runner on third will tag, runner on second will bluff, so Lester scores. It's a sac fly for David Novak. 8-3 Miami. Puts runners on first and second. First out of the inning is recorded. And Dylan Baker, who's had himself a nice day, up to the plate now. Baker, a guy who came in, still trying to find his footing for the RedHawks, hitting sub 200. But already a single and a double, 1 for 3. With a sacrifice bunt his last time up to the plate that he nearly reached on. First and second with 1 gone. RedHawks have 2 runs here in the bottom of the 8th, up 8-3 on Northern Illinois. Runner goes, and the pitch is on the inside corner for a strike. Delayed reaction there from Salmonson, who took forever to get that pitch out. There's no throw. So Weiss initially made a break for third. Harrison waited a little longer to go for second, but Cahanzo on the mound took so long that there was no play to any base, and now there's two in scoring position. Baker is down 0-1, and the next pitch, breaking ball, is called strike two. Right side of the infield is on the grass. Baker facing an 0-2, now with two in scoring position. 0-2 pitch. In on the hands, dribbled over towards short, bobbled initially, but recovered by Demetral. He throws over to first for the out, but both runners advance. So Weiss scores as Harrison moves to third, and it's an RBI ground out for Dylan Baker, who's been very productive so far in his 5 plate appearances this afternoon. All but one of them have given the RedHawks a positive outcome one way or the other. 9-3 now, RedHawks, as the third run comes in to score, and a runner on third with 2 away for the 9-hitter Evan Applewick. Applewick is 1 for 1 on the day with 2 walks and a sacrifice fly. First pitch finds the outside half for strike one. Talk about fighters at the plate. Applewick has been the headliner for Miami today. 0-1 pitch. This one lined right up the middle, and that's through for a base hit. Getting into left center field. Harrison scores. Meanwhile, a break for second base by Applewick, and he's going to be in there standing up. Applewick just hit that one on the ground into the outfield. And the Northern Illinois outfielders caught sleeping a little bit there as a single is stretched into a double by Applewick, and another run comes in to score. The 4th of this inning, and it's 10-3 RedHawks. Back to the top of the order we go. Benji Brokemon, the 8th man to come to the plate for Miami in this inning. Now Danny Hayden will call time. Gives an opportunity for the coach at first base to run in about 10 pounds worth of gear. RedHawks have had quite a few base runners here in this inning. Got a man on second with 2 gone for Benji Brokemond. RedHawks, despite their offensive successes, have not batted around yet in this game. If Brokemond could reach base, they'd have a chance to get the 9th hitter to the plate in Zaborowski. Going to get a pickoff move to second that might have hit Evan Applewick. But regardless, it is corralled in the area. So the official ruling on that last play is the single for Applewick, as, like we mentioned, looked like just a base hit. Bunt was squared and missed by Brokemond. And so it's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. RedHawks have a man getting ready in the bullpen for this final inning, potentially. Brokemond facing the 0-1. Gets the pitch. Called strike 2 on the inside half. Down 0-2 here. With Zaborowski awaiting on deck. Miami up 10-3 here in the bottom of the 8th. 2 gone and a runner on second. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball, he got a piece, but it goes into the glove of Summerhill behind the plate, and Brokemon goes down on the strikeout. Inning number 8 is over. RedHawks explode for 4 runs here in the bottom of the 8th, and they will try to close things out with their first MAC win of the season as we head to inning number 9. Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio returns next. Into the ninth here from McKie Field. 10-3, Miami leads Northern Illinois, and Martin Sosna on the mound to try and close things out for the RedHawks. Quite obviously not a save opportunity anymore after the RedHawks put up 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Sosna with a lot of insurance to work with. First batter is Andrew Smart, and he takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. 1-0 pitch on the way, and it misses outside. Phenomenal pitching performance so far from the RedHawks staff. Hudson Leach, 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 5 strikeouts. 2-0 pitch, curveball in the dirt. (3-0) here to Smart. Sosna deals, and he missed down and in. Ball 4. Leadoff man aboard for Northern Illinois. Caden Casabucky coming to the plate. He's 0 for 3. Runner on first with nobody out here in the 9th. Righty on righty. First pitch snapped way outside. Novak scrambled out of his stance to pick that one up, and that's now 5 straight balls issued. Novak out to go talk to Martin Sosna. For Sosna, 4.38 ERA on the season. This is his 8th appearance out of the bullpen, most of any reliever for the RedHawks. 12 1/3 innings pitched, 6 earned runs, 6 walks to 17 strikeouts. 1-0 in there for strike 1. Sosna went 1 2/3 in the game earlier this week against Louisville. Gave up 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. As he sends this one in, this is driven out to left field. Zaborowski racing back, and he will make the catch with maybe his toes on the warning track there. Casabucky got a barrel on that ball, but Zaborowski is there and left, and the RedHawks just 2 outs away. 1 gone here in the top of the 9th. Mason Kelly up to the plate. Sosna now working from the first side of the rubber. He fires a first pitch in that's swung on and missed over the outside half of the plate for strike 1. Mason Kelly is 0 for 3. Struck out twice, 1 each way. 0-1. Check swing. They'll say he went around. Strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Sosna deals. Ball in the dirt. Sosna, who appeared in 8 games last season, 5 of them scoreless. He's been another top guy to the bullpen for Miami. 1-2, rides in, and it got a piece of Mason Kelly. Just barely maybe on the elbow or midsection area, but it clipped him. Sosna, without giving up a run, has put, or a hit rather, has put guys on first and second. Here with 1 out in the 9th. Lefty batter up to face him, Parker Shoop to the plate. First pitch called strike over the outside half. Shoop is 1 for 3. His last at bat in the 7th. He singled, but was thrown out trying to steal second. 0-1. And that's well outside. Shoop getting his second at bat against right-handed pitching. Here's the 1-1. And a breaking ball that pops up in the air after deflecting off Novak behind the plate. Called ball 2 in the dirt. Two and 1 to Shoop, fired in there. This one lofted in the air left side, and that is out of play. Takes a clang on a bleacher. Two balls, 2 strikes for Parker Shoop. Sosna deals, breaking ball, and it's low for ball 3. nearly got a piece of that outside corner, but just a tad low, and Sosna's got it now full against Parker Shoup. First and second, one out. Here's the pitch, and this one fought off foul on the right side. Three balls, two strikes. And the pitch, outside, ball four. Three free passes, and the bases are loaded here in the ninth. Northern Illinois has Malik Peters at the plate. 0 for 2, but scored one of the three runs for the Huskies with a walk that he came all the way around on. A pair of strikeouts for Peters in the game so far. RedHawks going to meet at the mound here to talk to Martin Sosna. Again, in a situation for Miami with a game coming up later today. Really like to save an arm. Got to do what you got to do. So the conference will come to an end. Nick Vardavis has made his way out to the Miami bullpen. Getting ready to start throwing out there. Bases loaded with one out. Miami on top 10-3 here in the top of the ninth. Northern Illinois threatening. Malik Peters at the plate. First pitch. Outside, ball one. Peters looking for his first hit, something that would be just the third all game for NIU. 1-0, fired right in there for strike one. Good comeback pitch there from Martin Sosna. Sosna then goes with the breaker on 1-1, and it's called strike two over the middle high part of the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes from the first base side. Sosna deals just in. That ball was starting to move towards the strike zone, but just didn't have enough space. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sosna set on the mound. He deals. And that ball misses up high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Sosna at risk of maybe walking a man in. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Peters went chasing. That ball was about 6 inches or so inside, and Peters just took a quick swing at it and couldn't get a piece. He goes down on the strikeout and maybe gifts Sosna a bit of confidence. It's a hat trick for Peters, who's got his 3rd strikeout of the day. Back to the top of the order. RedHawks 1 out away, 2 outs and the bases loaded. First pitch to Eric Arado, down low for ball 1. Arado 0 for 3 on the day, reached on an error and a walk. 1-0 is a called strike on the outside corner. One ball, 1 strike. Sosna hangs the arm, and now he sets 1-1. Fouled straight back. Sosna just needs a strike to give the RedHawks their first MAC win of the season. Sosna deals the 1-2. Chopper over to second. Baker comes in on it a bit, makes the play over to first, and that will do it. Martin Sosna got the bases loaded, but he stranded him, and the RedHawks hang a 0 to come away with a dominant 10-3 win here in game number 1 of this second MAC series of the season. Miami wins their first conference game of the year, now 1-3 in MAC play. The woes continue for Northern Illinois, who are now 0-4 and 3-14 overall this season. RedHawk bats really got it done in this game. 4 runs in the 8th, 3 in the 5th, in response to some hitting from Northern Illinois that came early on. And the RedHawks go an entire game where not only the offense delivered, but the pitching staff also gave them 17 strikeouts and did not give up a single earned run in a 2-hit performance here in the game. Connor Oliver is the winning pitcher for Miami. And for Northern Illinois, the losing pitcher will be Jacob Drager. No save on the afternoon as the RedHawks hung too much in the bottom of the 8th with the 4-run performance. And Miami takes game 1 of the series, game 1 of the doubleheader. We will be back for game number 2. Received word that we are looking at around a 2:25 first pitch for game number 2 this afternoon between Miami and Northern Illinois. So tune in then. And until then, we say so long from McKie Field. Miami wins it 10-3. More Miami baseball on Red Hawk Radio back in just a bit. We hope you will tune in. Until then, Luke West Poley saying goodbye from McKie Field. RedHawks win it 10-3.